Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Haitian Boko, have you seen what spirit release therapy is? No. You know what I'm saying? No, not at all. Spirit release therapy. They come up with new terms every week. Okay, let me get the music going. Let me just make sure everything is legit right now. There we go. Much better. Yeah. Boom. There we go. And let's get the music going right now. Let's get some nice, soft music so we can concentrate and think. Not too much DMT. Um, 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 no, 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 no. We need you to sit back and relax, but not too relaxed. This is much better for you. Yes, yes, healing. It's healing energy. They remove spirits. I mean, people come up with all these funny terminologies for different things. It's all the same stuff, you know. It's just a marketing tool. Some people word things in a way that is like catchy. Oh my God, who's this person calling me? Hold on, hold on. Hello. Ah, freaking spam. Okay, 1 second. Let me just get this thing boosted up real quick so I can see you guys. Can I talk about metals and their association with planets? Yes, I can. This is a super chat. Now, when we're talking about metals, this is something that goes back into ancient times. You can find correspondences of metals. I mean, you know, since I'm a gold wearer, they say metal gold is associated with the sun. Silver is associated with the moon. Venus, I believe that's copper. Lead, that would be Saturn. There's a lot of metals that have planetary associations. This stuff goes all the way back into ancient times. But in practicality, what I can say is that these can uplift you and they can depress you depending on when you wear it and how you wear it. You know, one thing with gold, for some people, it can be overwhelming, especially if it's hot outside, the sun is booming, and you have a lot of gold on. For some people, that can make them a little excited, a little bit crazy, you know, because it gives them a lot of energy. Where, per se, for someone that's in that state, they may be comfortable more wearing silver because the silver cools their energy down. But that's a very big discussion because now we're talking about the biochemistry or the bioindustry, excuse me, the bioenergy of that individual. Mm. Glitter badge, thank you. Badges, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But yes, when we're talking about metals, yeah, those are the planetary correspondences. But even parts of the body have their correspondences too. Hence why, especially when talking about sacred jewelry, there's a certain way that is worn on the body. You know, I mean, listen, I'll just keep it as that. You know what I'm saying? If I give you too much, you know what I'm saying, they'll put me out of business. So I can't do that. But yes, you know, back in ancient times, they associated metals with planets as well as different parts of the body, but that's another discussion. You just get stronger and learn to cope. Ah, healing is an ongoing process, of course. You know what I'm saying? Some people be talking about I need a spiritual bath. What do you mean? A spiritual bath once a year. You should be cleansing daily. You know what I'm saying? Like, a person talk about I need a spirit. I gotta get my yearly spiritual bath. What? You should be cleansing daily. Magic squares and clients. Do y'all know what magic squares are? Magic squares are very ancient magical squares and magical circles. Magical squares are very ancient. This is a practice that goes all the way back into antiquity. People use magical squares to heal as well as curse. There's a whole bunch of things that magical squares can do. They can even get down into the mathematics. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole square rooting and finding numbers. I'm just saying you can get even deep into the mathematics behind magical squares. But since we're talking about occult, we'll just stay on the occult, right? But yes, they can do that. Now, magical circles, people talk about magical circles. Magical circles, it's containing the energy. Some people use it as a form of protection. Some people use it to bind themselves or bind their energy, so that it's not released or to protect outside things from coming in. Well, we could just say this. Anytime you wrap or loop something, you're creating that energy, right? You know what I'm saying? When you're wrapping something up, wrapping up, you're actually tapping into the energy of a circle. And hence why we have binding rituals, because you're containing everything within the circle. And anything that tries to get out or get in will be eliminated, because that's the law from a spiritual perspective. Much better. Yes. Good health, my friend. Oh, thank you. I try, man. Trying to stay healthy is definitely a challenge at times. To wake up to go to the gym, and then on top of that to try to eat right. You know what I'm saying? How cheap is my graveyard? Why are you asking me prices online? That's something behind the scenes. And I don't really necessarily I don't sell graveyard dirt. First and foremost, I don't. And say you can go to the graveyard and get it yourself. But when I say graveyard dirt cheap, I'm talking about something else. I'm saying you got to use your common sense to understand what I'm talking about. Oh, what was this? What is this? Someone says when the pages when the pages deactivating, does that mean what? When the pages start deactivating, does that mean the intrink will kick in? What are you talking about? The pages, when the pages what are you writing? I'm sorry, you sent me a $5 super chat, and I'm like, no, $4.99 super chat, and I'm trying to figure out what you're asking. When the pages start deactivating, does that mean the intrinsic spirit kick in? What are you talking about? That is definitely a glitch. Okay, all right, let's see this one. This is a better question. All right, all right. This one is legible. If someone has a if someone has malediction on you, can it off your can get it off yourself through meditation and prayer, or do you need something specific? Yes, you can use prayer, you can do that. I mean, you got to have the right oración for that. You know what I'm saying? The right la prière. You know what I'm saying? The thing about that is, yes, you can use prayers for that. You know what I'm saying? And you can also take baths as well. Who the fuck is this? Hold on. Hello. Hang up, man. I ain't got time. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to this. Okay, what we have here? How do we send direct questions? I mean, listen, hold on. Direct question, just ask your question. If I see your question, I'll definitely get to you. A direct question. Let me see if I can write something down here. How can I do this? Enhance music background. Unfortunately, I can't write what I want to write on there. Okay. Uh, money spells. How much? I mean, you got to message me privately for that. I can't really talk about money online. I don't do that. That's distasteful. How do we send direct questions? Again, asking on the screen, and I will definitely let you know what I think. Okay, let's see what we got here. The social media pages. When you start deleting social media pages, let me explain something to you guys, right? When you delete social media pages, I mean, listen, it's here, let me say something. Let me interject. If someone has, yes, I already answered that. Someone basically said when you start deleting social media pages, does it, bruh? All right, you know what? Let me not talk to you as if you are a imbecile. I'm not going to speak to you like that. I'm going to speak to you gently and kindly tonight, so that we can make sure we get this into your brain. When you delete social media pages, that can probably work into your favor, because what you're doing is somewhat limiting their accessibility to you. But then again, it can work against you as well. Because now, if you're doing something to attract someone or to bring someone back, you want them to have an avenue to reach out to you. So why cut out your avenues? It's like a person saying, I changed my number and I'm doing a love spell. Here it goes. Listen. You tell me how dumb. I need you guys to listen to me thoroughly. Don't you think this is working backwards? If you do a love spell on someone and you deactivate your page, or you change your number or block the person, what was the point of going to the spiritualist to begin with? See, you want to know how that person is going to respond. You say, if you're doing a love spell to attract someone, why would you close doors for them to reach out to you? See, I understand back in the day, I would talk about, making a person Jones and sweat, but today I'm not about that, because a person is paying me for a job and I don't got time to waste. Having a person calling your phone up 1,000 times is not going to help me. The client wants the person back, so why lollygag? Get to the point. That's how I feel about that. So yeah, you don't want to be cutting off communication, you know what I'm saying, to make them sweat and Jones. Nah, that's not what you're paying me for. I wanted this job to be over with and you go about your business, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you're a satisfied customer. No, we don't. The more you play games, you're saying there's so much risk that you're taking playing games. That person can become disinterested and say, well, they lose interest. They go somewhere else. You say they start entertaining somebody else, and then you got a whole bunch of other bullshit that you got to deal with. Nope. Leave the social media platforms open so that person can reach out to you. Thank you. You say keep up the good work from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you. The intranquil spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? What is the intranquil spirit? Intranquil spirit is a spirit that I say can be used to torment someone, let's just say let me just explain this to you. When you put the intranquil spirit on someone, it's as though you're forcefully drawing them to you. But in the same token, it's ultimately humbling them and terrorizing them. So now, how long will it take for that person to break down and come back to you? That all depends on how much they can withstand the suffering. You know, I mean, I've done seen people's toes turn black. I done seen their fingertips turn black. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I done seen people paralyzed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff when it comes to the intranquil spirit. It really boils down to how much that person is willing to, you know what I'm saying, hold out. You know, you may do an intranquil spirit. That shit can be terrorizing that person for weeks, if not months, before they even reach out to you for help. Woo! Yeah. That right there. Yeah. Can someone did a love spell on you? You can't find love. Oh my God. You know what? This is what I've been making a mockery of for the past 2 days now. People talking about, listen, this is my analogy, right? Because everybody thinks someone is doing a love spell on them. In the age we're living in, with chat GBT and sex dolls on the market, do you think this individual is really out here paying for a love spell to be put on you? The chances of someone being successful at a love spell is very slim. Listen, why is it that everybody that goes to get spiritual work done, they always complaining? I would say 90% of the people that go to spiritualists to get work done, nothing ever works for them. And they all feel like, you know, they've been scammed or played with whatsoever. So the chance of someone being successful at doing a good spell on you is very rare. I don't mean to sound arrogant. I'm just keeping it real with you. I will bet a person money when it comes down to this type of shit. They tell me who they're going to. I'm willing to bet the money that it's not going to work. And you know the funny thing about it is, I'm going to tell you this. I got this thing down to a science because there's many spiritualists that may speak out against me, right? And for me, I'm chilling. They can make their videos and say whatever fuck shit they want to say about me because I know at the end of the day, their clients is watching. And if they're not able to keep that client, you know what's going to happen? That client's going to come to me. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm being real. I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but listen, I'm so confident in the work that I do. A spiritualist can get up online and speak ill about me. They can say the most heinous shit about me. They won't get a response. But one thing I will say is that their client will come to me. Because I know 90% of spiritualists in this community, they ain't got it. They're not like that. They got cha-chas in their hands. Hold on. One second. Here it goes. Hold on. I gotta get this out here, man. This is what, hold on. I gotta bring this in here because this is what your Stone Age voodooism is on today, or these spirituals out here, they're online. Let me tell you something. This is not. See, for you guys on TikTok, I want to show you guys what these guys are doing. They're online. They're shaking their saying all this crazy shit, and then you pay them, and nothing works for you because this is all show. This right here. Listen. Some people call this an iPhone, whatever the fuck they want to call it. Ultimately, it boils down to you. This is just a tool. I can give a fuck about that shit. At the end of the day, it boils down to what's in your brain. Do you have the skill? Do you have the knowledge to execute what you plan on doing? There's a lot of people that dance and sing. Listen, there's so much superstitions behind Haitians. They make it seem like every voodooism, every Haitian that's into voodoo is good at the woo. Nonsense. I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of Haitians are foolish when it comes. You know what? Let me just say this: when it comes to magie, when it comes to witchcraft and sorcery, a lot of them are not like that. A Haitian Mason will tell you that. A lot of Vodouisans that get up online and shake and dance and do all these, semi-flexing. A Mason, a Haitian Mason will tell you most Vodouisans are not magicians. They're not sorcerers. I'm being honest with you. But yes, do tarot attract? You need my help? Well, you need to message me when this live is done, or you can send me a message and let me know that you reached out to me during my live. Yeah, and I will definitely respond to you. Okay, let's go back to let's look at this here. Oh, did Brucita really move to a third world country? Yeah, he moved. I believe he moved to Nigeria. You say he moved to Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Here it goes. There's this guy that was talking crap about me, right? I mean, why would you move to Nigeria? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, you're in America. Why would you move to like a shanty town in Nigeria? It really doesn't make any sense. It makes me wonder, you know what? I'm going to say this. Anytime you see a person in America move to a third world country, know that they got some shit going on. I would be very suspicious if that person is not from that country. I would be very suspicious as to what the fuck they're doing in a third world country. You leave America. Everyone in third world countries, I'm talking about spiritualists right now. I'm gonna repeat this again. If you have a spiritualist living in America, and all of a sudden they get up and leave everything behind, and they talk about, I'm moving to Africa. Not in the wealthy part of Africa, in a shanty town. Boy, you got some shit going on. Who knows who the fuck is after you? That's the only thing I can, conceptualize as to why a person would leave this beautiful country, America. And a lot of these guys do it. Some people say Russell Simmons. That's why he left America. A lot of people, but I'm gonna tell y'all guys. I'm gonna give y'all some game about this about the spiritual community stuff. Y'all gotta watch out because there's cults. You're saying alive and well. People moving to these third world countries. What they trying to do? They're trying to get you to come down there, and that way they can maintain a monopoly and control over you. So now you try to leave to America. Now you can't leave. They keep your passport. See, I had somebody years ago that went down to Haiti. They try to play him like that, and I had to come through with my crew and let them know, yo, you're not going to play this game with this person here. One second. Why would you see? This is our thing, man. This is why a lot of people get caught up. Somebody said, I want to move to Haiti. Why would you want to move to Haiti? Let's see, a lot of people bash me, but why would you want to move to Haiti at this point in history? At this point in time, why would you want to move to Haiti? And this is a Haitian telling you this. Pas Haiti encore. Haiti fini. Haiti is finished. If you go down to Haiti today, you're risking your life. And if you don't make it back, I'm going to say good for you because you're foolish. You know everything that's going on in the country, and yet you want to take a trip down to Haiti. And I'm speaking to those of you talking about, I want to travel to Haiti. Do you not see how much kidnappings? Do you not see how the American government has put a red line on Haiti? What happened to that lady recently, that American lady who went down there last year? She didn't come back to America. Why is it that all Haitians are trying to come to America? Because they see how beautiful this country is. Haiti is finished. There's nothing in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Listen, whatever knowledge, whatever I got from Haiti, that's what I carry on today here in America. But there's nothing for me in Haiti at this moment. What? I mean, just look at it. I don't got to say much because next thing you know, people are going to be saying that I'm speaking crazy. But look at Haiti. Today, it doesn't even have a functioning government. Where's the president? Where's the president? Okay, let me. Yeah. Let's see. Why? Hold on. We about to touch on something. What he said? What the heck? What? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Then if you feel that way about Haiti, why don't you just take a flight to Port-au-Prince and stay in Port-au-Prince? Stay in Delmatois and Port-au-Prince. If you feel that Haiti's so great, why don't you go live there? Take a flight to Haiti right now and live in Delmatois. Tell me how you'd like it. Haiti is finished. Haiti is no more. All you guys talk about this Lugaou stuff, all this Sampuel garbage, all this whatever Zobo voodoo garbage. That shit is garbage. Pas Haiti encore. Haiti fini. Vodou fini. That's it. So anyway, listen, let's talk about this. Let me answer these questions real quick. One second. Let me get to this real quick. They got a question. Is an obsession spell considered real? I mean, listen. Let me help you. Let me help you. Is an obsession spell real? Well, that depends on your research. If you research and you hear people talk about this or people talk about that, and they're giving their experiences, could they be lying, or do they suffer from mass, hysteria, or mass schizophrenia? No, there's got to be some truth to it. That's something that you got to personally experience to know if it's true or not. Because I can't tell you if this thing is real or not, because that's just me talking. You got to experience it for yourself. But from my experience, I would say I'm definitely a believer. But let me talk about an obsession spell. There's different degrees of an obsession spell, right? But it all depends on the target. You got to have the right candidate for the job. That's why I say one spell will work good for one person, may not work well for another person. You got to find out what shifts their gear, because not every spell is going to work for that situation. That's why doctors, when you go to a doctor, they give prescriptions. The doctor is not giving the same prescription to every client that comes and see him. Some may have a headache. Some may have a fever. Some may have like chicken pox. So they're prescribing medication based on what the illness is that the person presents. Okay. If the target deactivated their social media pages, is that a good thing, as the intrinsic is in effect? Now, okay, If you're doing the intranquil spirit on an individual and they deactivate their social media account, does that mean that is working? Well, we don't know because that person hasn't said anything, but we can assume if they are a person that's never done that before, that's definitely odd. That's something that would raise suspicion. Why did you turn your social media off? Or turn the account down. What's going on in your life? Because again, see, people, most people when they're doing spell work, they're looking for the end result. Movement and results are two different things. Movement is when you do the work, and this can give you hope because you're seeing things progress. So if you're doing the intrinsic spirit to see this person having bad luck, that is hope for an individual doing the work because now they see that it's moving. There's progression happening. So if that person deactivates, we have to ask why. It could be that they're having a hard time in life, and that's why they want to deactivate their social media. Maybe. But who knows why? We'll never know unless that person reveals to you why. Oh, who the hell's calling me? Okay. Well, I thought somebody's. Oh. One second, one second, one second, one second. Hold on. I had a call coming. One second, one second. Hold on, hold on. Let's see this call coming in. Hold on. We got a call that came in.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, I saw your live, and I'm the one that super chatted.
Okay.
I was saying, yeah, I'm one of your clients. I was saying, like, I know it's real because I was experiencing it for the past few months. But I'm trying to figure out, like, is the obsession still, like, real love? Like, real love. Is it real love? Or is it just like a possession type of thing?
Well, I would just put like this. It's stimulating. Let's just say, is it real love? Let's just say it's giving someone motivation and inspiration. See, the thing about it is when the person, see, if you didn't put it on them, they would not be acting the way they're acting. But let's just say it's still them. It's just that they got a little push, you know what I'm saying, to make them become a little bit emotional. So is it real? It's part of them, but let's just say it's stimulating something that already exists in them.
And another thing, I don't know, like, you already know what client I am. I don't know if you remember me?
Of course, but let's keep it anonymous. We don't want to talk too much online.
Yeah. But basically, like, I'm that client. So basically, we're both in Miami. She's like really like I already told you she's really stubborn. Where her quote unquote work. So like she was trying to go to Missouri, Fort Lauderdale. Now I noticed when she's in Miami, she doesn't really get like clients, but like when she goes to like Orlando or like Fort Lauderdale, she might stumble across the clients. So I'm trying to figure out is that honey jar like is it mostly effective when the person is like at a close radius, and then when they go further, it doesn't really affect them as much, like the bad luck?
I would say this. This is an exact science, and we learn as we go. In that situation, again, as time goes on, we'll probably get a better answer because as of now, it's incomplete. I can't really give you an answer right now because time hasn't went on enough for me to actually be able to judge that. I mean, if we've been seeing, let's just say they haven't been having the best of luck here, and then they go one place, it's like running a red light. Like I always give this analogy. You run a red light, okay, in real life, you may miss this one. But then again, you run the next light, now you get into a vicious accident. So if you've been seeing this, okay, in this scenario, okay, there's an opening here. So now, okay, this person prospers here a bit. Now they go somewhere else. Okay, it's the prosperity slows the fuck down now.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. And it's been a lot of good moves lately. I've noticed. Like, she has moved on from different hustles. You know what I mean?
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's like, okay, you're constantly jumping from this, jumping to that, jumping to this, jumping to that, right? Because this ain't working, that ain't working, exactly.
Which I like.
Right.
I'm a very pleased customer.
Of course. Thank you for calling in. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we definitely gotta watch how we speak. We don't want to give too much information out on the internet. Okay, let me get this here. Let me. Do love spells backfire? Of course they do. If you don't know what you're doing, let's say, of course it can backfire. If you don't know what you're doing, you put the wrong concoction together. Now you start jonesing and tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. You put the wrong concoction together, you're gonna start tweaking. And when I say tweaking, man, I'm just saying at least I had some type of self-control. Now imagine somebody without that type of self-control. They'll probably be brought to a mental institution. That stuff is crazy. Bro, I'm telling you, listen, a spell backfiring, listen, that thing can give you intrusive thoughts. It can give you some suicidal thoughts. I'm just being real with you. You know what I'm saying? That shit can give you some suicidal thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That shit can, that's one part it can do. I mean, there's other parts where it can definitely make you start wigging out. You know, say you to the point where you want to go stalk the person. I'm just saying that shit. I'm telling you, man. Love spells can do that to you, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And it backfires on you. I'm just telling you, man. Man, you start thinking about the world. The world. You know what I'm saying? You can't live without that person and stuff like that. Now you're thinking, contemplating, go stand on a bridge or something like that. I'm just telling you. I'm keeping it real with you, man. Love spells will do that, man. I'm telling you, I've been through a lot with love spells, man. My grandmother worked in Aruba a long, long time ago. Man, Aruba. Yeah, she was out there for a couple of decades. Then she came back. She used to scream, Leona, I Aruba. Hmm. You took a spiritual bath last night and then you woke up and your urine smelled like ammonia. I mean, listen, maybe what you did had an effect. Okay, let's read this one here. We have a question here. 1 second. Someone has been stalking me and harassing me for 4 years. Police don't deter him. How can I get him to leave me alone? We slept together but never dated. Woo! Do you hear what this woman just said? Do you hear? Listen. Let me read to you what this woman just said. She said, someone has been stalking and harassing me for 4 years. Police don't deter him. How can I get him to leave me alone? We slept together but never dated. I'm just saying, I don't know what you got in between your legs, woman, but I'm gonna just say you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Let me tell you, you was never in a relationship with this man, and I mean, listen, you can do protection rituals, but I'm gonna tell you this: you gotta save what's in between your legs for the right man, because just giving it to any old body, you're gonna have situations like this. My old teacher used to call it the snapping coochie effect. Because when you have something good like that, motherfuckers start fiending. They start doing shit. Listen, I'm telling you, what? When I was in my 20s, I had a female with one of those things, man. I nearly try to get into her apartment through her window. You know what I'm saying? But listen, to be serious, hun, to be serious, maybe you can do some type of, how can I say this? Cleansing ritual or something, to clean out the roads, get this guy out the way, or, fiery wall of protection. Some people got different words for it, but something to cleanse your life of this negativity. Get this negative energy out here. But if you want me to stop being positive, if you don't want me to give this rated PG talk with you, I'm gonna say, bitch, you need to fuck his shit up. You need to curse this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You need to motherfucking put some Dume candles. I'm just saying, if I was you, that's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I would be cursing this nigga from Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays, I'll be, I'll be going to the graveyard and, digging some shit up. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you. I'm just trying to be rated PG for some people, and I'm just trying to give y'all a rated R version. But in a situation like this, hon, I'm just telling you, you can avoid a lot of problems because there's some women out here with that. You know what I'm saying? God just blessed them with one of those. You don't want to be giving it out to any old body. You want to make sure that person's not emotional, because you give it that to somebody who's emotional, you're gonna have situations like that. But meanwhile, you can go ahead and do a cleansing. Do what you got to do. But I mean, listen, that happens sometimes. Listen. I'm at the point today in my life where I don't sleep with every woman. Listen. As soon as a female shows me that she a good girl, I can't deal with you. Because I know when you're a good girl, you get a taste of this. You know what I'm saying? I give you a dose of this. You're going to be hooked. You're saying you're going to be hooked. Listen, what? I had many women I had to fight off me. You're saying some women try to rip the condom off. What? I had to literally wrestle some of these women. You're saying, I'm telling you, the dick be so good like that. No, get them off me. Get off. What are you doing? So some people just blessed like that. You know what I'm saying? You're just one of those people that are blessed. All right, let's get back to that, man. Yeah, that's what I have to say, man. But listen, if you want me to be serious and you want to do some curses and hexes, you know where to find me. Oh, it's too many distractions in the world. Some people need a love spell to open their eyes. But listen, some people, what do they call that movie when people had Bird Box or something like that, when they had to cover their eyes? Some people, they actually need to cover their eyes because the truth, it hurts. I'm going to give you a scenario where this person's eyes was open to the individual she was dealing with. She did a love spell on this man, and one day she went to work and she got some gifts from her job and she brought it home. The man was so jealous. He thought another man gave her the gifts. What he do? He started sending her videos of him smashing other women. And this is what I'm saying. Yes, I agree with your statement. A love spell can open somebody's eyes, but it can also open the eyes to people who are not prepared to see. Some people, she's probably better off not knowing that. The love spell just brought out what was already in that individual, what he was doing in the dark. So out of jealousy, he revealed himself. That motherfucker didn't just wake up and go sleep with women, after he saw those gifts. Those are old videos he had in his phone already. And now when you did the love spell, he became so jealous and he assumed that you got the gifts from somebody else. He revealed to you who he truly was. If you did a love spell on him and you even paid people to do for you, but he never reached out. See, the thing is, first and foremost, man, this is not an exact science. When you're doing spell work, you got to understand that this is not something that you do and there's a date. Oh, on this day, this is going to happen to you. And that's why a lot of you people end up with nothing. You end up feeling like, oh my God, I wasted my life savings. I did this and I did that. Because you went to people that gave you a date. They told you within 24 hours, within 48 hours, within 7 days. 7 days came and went and you see nothing. This is not an exact science. What may be fast for one person may not be what your situation is going to be. Your situation may take weeks, depending on what that person is going through. So this is how I do things today. I try to minimize the potential for error. How do I do this? I ask questions. Do you have access to this individual? Okay. How long have y'all been away from each other? Okay. Did y'all ever have any intimacy? And why did y'all separate? Why did y'all break up? So you got to ask questions, because the questions will let you know if this is a situation that you can work on. See, a lot of people, they get into this tarot card. Fuck the tarot cards. I don't give a fuck about none of these, divinatory tools. I use common sense, the brain that God gave me. Because if you haven't spoke to that motherfucker in 7 years, I don't give a fuck what a tarot card says. No spell is going to make that motherfucker come back in 48 hours. You got to be a dumb motherfucker to believe that shit. Turning up the heat. Turning up the heat on love magic. Turning up the heat is basically just sitting back and being chill. Depending on, what the type of person the individual is, you can add a little bit more something in there. But most of the time, just sit your ass down and you'll see. But it all depends on if that person is not messing with anybody. Some people cast love spells for domination. Domination. Some people, I guess, but some people cast love spells for domination and might as well be cursing themselves along with the target. What people should do is self-love. Nobody want to hear that shit. Talking to do self-love. No, nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody want to hear that shit. That's not that shit is not marketable. Nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Especially not me, because that's not good for my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to cast spells and do witchcraft. Talking about self-love, I don't get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that is irrelevant. What do we have here? Align you with compatibility. You follow me on YouTube? Thank you. Yeah. What we got going on here? Hi, sir. Do you think funk music is demonic because it covers lyrics, album covers? Everybody says different type of music is demonic. Yeah. What do we have here? Let's see what we got going on here. Does consultation fee go towards the spell? That's separate. That's what we the spell. That's different. That's separate. Consultation is just so that you can speak with me, because I'll be damned if I spend 30 to 45 minutes on the phone and then you walk away and it's thank you for your information. No, so I charge what I charge to speak to me. That is not a reading. There's a leçon. The leçon is a separate fee. My time is very valuable. I've heard some people say, "Oh, he charges 200 for to speak with him." Yes. Look at me and then look at the rest of my competition. What individual do you see that puts their time and effort into the things they do? My time is very valuable. I charge 200 for a person to speak to me, and I give you my opinion on what I think. Now, if you don't think my opinion matters, then you can go somewhere else. But from what people are saying about me and what you see, it is what it is. You can draw your own conclusion. But that is to speak with me and I give you my opinion. I hear your case out. So therefore, like I say on my website, I say, listen, if you know what's going on, this is what it is. Choose the consultation. You bring the case to me, I diagnose it, and I go through what I think needs to be done. A list is when you don't know what the fuck is going on, you just need guidance. That's when I get into the reading. That's a whole different story, a whole different level, a different way of doing things. So I communicate with the spirit and I give you the message back. I mean, they can Google me. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it is what it is. It's crazy. You know what? People say I'm a, what do they call it? Not bipolar. I forgot. A polarizing figure, right? They say I'm a polarizing figure. Because the same way you'll see a lot of people saying good things about me, you'll have a few 1, 2, 3 spiritualists that are saying crazy shit about me. But I'm gonna tell you, listen, you'll probably read some fake shit online that people have, like rivals have written. Listen, you'll see fake rip-off reports and shit like that. I'm telling you, listen. I've got this community so much in a frenzy where motherfuckers is not eating. Everybody's coming to me to the point where you have haters that will make fake reports online. They'll make fake things about you. I mean, listen, I've been through so much in the past years. I've been on social media for about 10 years. I'm going on 10 years now. I've had people say, I've had women come out of nowhere and say that they were pregnant by me. What? You know what I'm saying? Like literally. You're saying I've had so much things going on, but that's what I'm saying. Listen, and I'm gonna explain something to you guys. Let me say one thing to you guys. With being a social media figure, listen, and the spirituals on top of that. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna try to do my best to basically satisfy a customer. But just like with every business, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be some people that are not pleased with the service, just like Rolex. You got people that go into Rolex and they're not, satisfied with the customer service. Some people may not be satisfied with the product. That's why they move on to AP. That's why they move on to FP Journe. That's why they move on to, Piaget, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But again, I would say that I have a pretty good track record with people, minus the negativity that certain rival spirituals. Listen, if you look at a lot of people that's talking shit about me, look at them, right? Look at those individuals, look at the way they're dressed, and look at their demeanor. That should tell you everything. But anyhow, let's get back, because I'm looking at this person says, Walker, what? Walker, one of the best spiritualists on YouTube. I'm just saying, listen, I'm glad to hear this because it's so much people that listen. There's so much people that speak good about me, but it's also I hear once in a while there's a one greedy, envious spirituals that be mad at me. They put fuck shit on internet about me, but it is what it is. It's good to hear positive too. Oh, there was one guy that was jealous of you trying to do spells. What guy is that? You say, what guy is that? I would like to know what guy is that. One guy was trying to do that. What? I'm just saying. What? That's crazy. There was a guy that was jealous of you trying to do that. I mean, I've heard about that, but I never paid any attention. That's a small fry. But then again, it's like there's no need for me to pay attention. Then you get to a level where when you're doing the spiritual stuff that you don't even pay this stuff any attention anymore. Back in the day, I used to get mad when I used to see one person do this. Listen, I'll tell you, back in the day, I had a track record of cursing everybody that spoke ill about me on social media. But when you get so big, let me tell you something. Cursing rivals on social media, eventually it becomes redundant. And really, will you be spending the rest of your life cursing everyone that speaks ill about you? Sometimes it's best to just ignore the person because they're not doing anything physical to you. They're just talking. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's a sign of growth. When you can just, all right, that person's irrelevant. We're not even paying attention to them, and you move on because you can't spend your life or spend your time just cursing. It takes away from you being able to do more positive things in your life. Okay, all right. Do you know how spirits look that you communicate with? Man, listen, do you know how they look? I mean, I don't really pay attention to all that. It's more of in the sense of I feel, I hear, that's all that matters to me. I don't need to know what they look like. I mean, listen, astral projection, that stuff when you're younger, you care about. Let me tell you something. Astral projection, all this seeing aura stuff, that stuff you care about when you're in your 20s. When you start getting your 40s, you start getting up in age, you don't care about that stuff anymore. You care about, okay, well, long as things is going great for me, I'm in good health, I don't have any worries about things. That's what matters the most. But when you're younger, you care about astral projection, you care about what auras look like, you care about all this nonsense. I mean, that's irrelevant. I mean, I'm just saying. You know that it exists, and you know that, hey, these things is guiding your life and to make your life a better place. You don't have to see what a spirit looks like. Thank you. Let me see what this says here. Can you help me improve on my spiritual journey? In limitation. Yes, in limitation. In limitation. I can't give out certain things, man. So I can give you some words of advice, words of advice. But as far as me sitting down there teaching you, no, that's not gonna happen. What are the starter kits to learn witchcraft? I'm gonna tell you this: trial and error, and make sure you learn how to control your mind. And that's what I'd leave you with. Yes, I do WhatsApp. Yes, I have a WhatsApp, but make sure it's business related. If you're just trying to have a conversation just for jerking off, I'm not the guy to play those games with you. Do I recommend joining any initiation group? You can do what you want to do. I know for me, I wouldn't do it. I like my freedom. I like to think for myself. I don't like nobody controlling what I have to say, what I have to do. That's why a lot of people be like, yo, what house are you part of? What I don't listen, I'm not part of nobody's house. I'm not part of nobody's societe. My name is Leonard Elmira. I answer to myself. That's it. Why you gotta join something? A lot of people that join shit, you look at a lot of these people, they're looking for something. They're trying to be accepted. You get more respect standing on your 2 feet than joining some shit. Let me tell you something. High-ranking members part of societies who got people with them or under them, they respect the independent individual because they know that that independent individual is not a sheep like their flock. I'm keeping it real with you. A person that's in some business or whatever, they got a community, whatever, they're going to respect that independent person because that independent person is standing on their 2 feet. They know that those individuals can't be controlled. They can look at the people in their temple, in their societe, whatever, like, yo, these guys are sheep. They're this, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I can mold them. I can get them to do whatever I want them to do, and they just go with it. Where that person who's independent, they know better. What is this? What does it say here? Who is on crack to ask Boko about initiation or initiation groups? It's a choice color outside of the option. Oh yeah, I guess that person knows I don't give two shits about initiation. I speak down on it a lot. So, how do I acquire clients? I mean, listen, word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? People see me. That's it. And that's how it happens. People tell their friends. You know what I'm saying? The word gets around, and that's what it is. And that's how I acquire clients. You do a good job, they start telling people about you. Friends start telling friends. Family start telling family. Boom, there you go. Word gets around. What? Hold on. I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in limitation. But definitely you can message me whatsoever and we'll talk about that whatsoever more in on a private level. What does it say here? Do you have protection advice? My husband, who's in Togo, always sends us attacks. A prayer a day keeps the devil away. Do I recommend God for children? Not really. I mean, that's a whole nother level. At least that's not something that I do. Maybe you could talk to somebody else that does. I mainly deal with adults. That's my thing. Why do many people not believe in it in America? I mean, that's what you got to basically put it as. America and a lot of European countries, modern European countries. We can't say, basically everyone, not everyone. It's just, I mean, certain countries they don't. And then some certain countries they actually do. And they will lock your ass up for this shit. Okay, what we got going on here? Oh. Good one, good one. Wait. Let me come down here. Thank you, Luxus Coven Seven Seer. Okay, I think it's going to be the last question I answer for tonight. This one says, "Will a love spell fail on a target that isn't a fully committed relationship?" Will a love spell fail on someone who's in a fully committed relationship? I would say it's going to take more than a love spell to affect that person. Maybe It can depend on what the chemistry is at home. If there's already a wedge between the two people, you doing a love spell and you're in communication with that guy, you can kind of pull him your direction. But I feel personally that it will take more than that. But if you want to know more, saying you can pay for a consultation. uh, See, some people ask me, okay, so will your spell work? Will your spells work if we are out of the country, out of America, or will you accept a case from another country? Well, first and foremost, I gotta put it like this. I think I'm gonna stick around for a little bit. I don't know about that. I definitely, I don't know, but I'll try to hang in here for a bit. But I can't let y'all know. I can't say how long I'm gonna stay. But I'll say this: yes, I do accept a lot of work from countries outside of America, but I will just say I make exceptions. When it comes to work out of countries, I would definitely say Canada, I would say Europe, and I would say South Africa, Australia as well. But why? Because of the conversion, the financial differences. Some countries that I didn't mention, there's too much stuff in regards to immigration with shipping stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. And then on top of that, the money difference is just too much for people. You know what I'm saying? In some countries, and that's why. Listen, so for some people from those countries that I didn't mention, I see a lot of you guys messaging me. It's just the same common response. It's too high. It's too high. It's the money difference. That's why, basically I maintain that type of audience when I'm doing spiritual work. That's my demographics. Okay, well, you know what? I am going to. You know what? Maybe let me hit up Instagram a little bit. Well, listen. Thank you, TikTok. I'm going to try Instagram for a bit. I'll let y'all guys later. Okay, boom. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Man, I'm just trying to see if I'm going to go live on this thing here. Um, I don't think I got enough in me. I'm good, man. I think I'm going to cut it out for today. Yeah, this is too much. All right, deuces.